Yeah, I think we have a lot to get better at after last weekend. It's always good to have an opportunity to get better off of wins, so I'm thankful for that. I thought we showed glimmers of doing a lot of great things, glimpses of that, and then we've got a lot of areas to continue to improve, which is awesome. Exactly where we want to be at this point in the year. Um, Really excited about the weekend. This is such an incredible tournament, and for us to be hosting it on the last year of an 8-year/9-year run because of COVID, with three teams in the top 25, a Northern Iowa team that also is very strong. I think some of the best volleyball in the country will be here in Sokol, and what an honor to host it. And I hope Creighton fans, but I hope volleyball fans come out and make sure this place is packed for every match.
When you look at USC, I mean, does it help that they have Villanova team that you're quite familiar with in terms of just kind of hammering tendencies into your players because there's obviously a familiar opponent on the other side of the net that can kind of relate to it better? Does that help at all?
I think the advantage when you play teams that are, because Kentucky played Marquette and Villanova played SC, is, you get the opportunity to talk to those coaches and get their feedback. I don't know from a scouting perspective that there's an advantage, but it is nice to talk to some coaches that have been in the gym with these teams and talk about what they not only did in their match, but other matches and how they prepared and what worked and what didn't work.
What are you preparing for to see in terms of their strengths and weaknesses and the things that you have to be good at this weekend?
SC or everybody?
Yeah, kind of everybody. Sorry.
SC and Kentucky are just extremely physical. They're both teams are more physical than we are. Um, so we're going to see some phenomenal kills. I think from all teams, including us in Northern Iowa. But we've got to be successful on the other stuff. So if Skylar Fields pace a ball going 70 miles an hour, you just clap and roll the ball back over. We got to win the points, outside of those things. So all the teams are very, very good. I mean, we're going to have to play better than we did last weekend to be successful.
So in the Wyoming match, Wyoming seemed to come out really strong in that first set. So what did you kind of do to reset for the second set?
Well, those were the words we used. Was we're going to reset. The players know one of my favorite lines in volleyball is the best and worst thing about volleyball is we go back to zero. So when we roll a team, it's the worst thing. And when we get rolled, it was the opportunity that it was the best thing. So we talked a lot about, we didn't play well. We didn't come out ready to go. We gave Wyoming momentum, and then their fan base is so strong that the gym got electric, and that carried some weight, I think, too. So we talked about chucking it and moving on and getting back into our rhythm, and I thought we did a really good job of facing that and just putting it away and moving forward.
Feel like that was a pretty good lesson to learn, just in the first weekend.
Yeah, I think it's good to face adversity. So I think we faced a couple things. We got the two games that we lost, we got smoked. We got smoked by Wichita in one set and Wyoming in one set, which is obviously not ideal. But I think it's good for us to have opportunities to bounce back. We had several tight sets. And we won both of those, so that was great that we kind of dealt with that sort of pressure. We were down big against Iowa State and, climbed back in. So I always talk about building our arsenal. We haven't had a 5-setter yet, so we're going to have all those opportunities to build our arsenal. But we did have some things this weekend, got punched a couple times and had an opportunity to respond. So those are good things. This is a really resilient group. They're a mentally tough group. They're not going to give up, and I think we saw that quite a bit this weekend.
In your experience going through this tournament, especially with where it usually lands on the schedule, um, what have you noticed about what it does for your team in terms of both, kind of exposing some things that aren't where you want them to be, and also kind of accentuating, enhancing some things that you should be more confident in terms of your strengths?
Well, I think anytime you play great teams, you're going to see things that you're doing well. And, I think sometimes if you play teams that you are just flat out way better than, you can get a false sense of how good you are. These matches won't be that way, so we're going to have an opportunity. If we don't execute well, we will lose these matches. So, you have to be, you have to be kind of with the mentality that we're 2 months in rather than 2 weeks in with our play to be successful against any of these teams.
This might be a little bit hard question to answer, but what have you noticed about Keely from her entire arc of her career that, where she went from, the high kill kid as a rookie to something like you see against Wyoming where, she scores 15, she puts 15 points on the board for you, but only 8 of them came from kills. Like there was kind of an all-around bit of impact there. Not to mention her passing, which doesn't really get graded on the stat sheet that we see.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing with Keely is her entire game has really progressed. So she obviously has done some things offensively throughout her career, but her passing. I mean, she rated out as our best passer last weekend. We've seen that all through preseason, so that was not an anomaly. Her serve is arguably one of the best on the team. I thought she hit out of the back row, not a lot this weekend, but effectively. So I think that's the great thing of watching these kids that have been in the program. Her blocking, her setup was really good. Like things like that we noticed as coaches that we're now trying to teach the younger players some of those things. She's just really developed a high volleyball IQ, and I think it's paid dividends, and we saw it quite a bit this weekend.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.